my early stages in life, when I was about 6, 7, everything we ate was all wild. And currently my diet, and my wife, who is not a native of Alaska, our diet is the same as what it was when I was growing up. It's a lot healthier for one. No preservatives in some of the foods that we buy from the store. The only thing we get are vegetables and other staples that we need to enjoy life with.
But this mine is quite a ways away from Dillingham. Why do you worry about it so much and have worked so hard to stop it?
All mines globally have had some disastrous impacts on the environment. And we may be 98 miles away from the mine site, or maybe less than that. And we have a lot of water. There's a lot of water on the marshy areas. We have a lot of groundwater that flows downriver. And if there's ever a mine spill or the tailings pond spills, it'll have an impact on the Koktuli River, the Malchatna River, down the Nushagak River, all the way down to Dillingham. And we're located right in the tidal areas. And in the early spring, the Aleknagik may be 20, 40 miles on the river from the bay, and the water level during the winter time is very, very low. Those tides do reach Aleknagik, and they could reach as far as the village of Ekwak.
So this measure would basically require the legislature to approve a mining project, a large-scale mining project in Bristol Bay. And we've had resource development-oriented legislators, so why would you give them the final say?
There needs to be an underlayer of other regulations that the mining industries, as well as the lead permitting agencies to go by. And the final say, especially for the mine of its size at the Pebble site, needs those measures in order to determine, will it really protect the environment? Modern technology today can't really protect the environment.
But this measure has been known as Bristol Bay Forever, so theoretically it's designed to keep mining out forever without legislative approval. Do you want to keep development out forever? Is that the idea?
That would be the perfect solution to protect the world's salmon capital of the world. And it's not just for the salmon industry, but also the resources that our future generation is going to be using. I want to see those protected. I have 9 grandkids who will rely on those resources, not just them, but we have many other people in the region who rely on the resources. They may be the native residents of the region. We have people from the rest of the world that come and they like it. Some of them stay. We have the tourism industry that we see coming to the region. And the salmon processing companies produce over 14,000 jobs annually, and our salmon feeds the world.
So you don't think this is just an Alaska issue?
For me, it's not an Alaskan issue. Basically, after having traveled to London quite a number of times, and seeing the value of salmon to people in London, in the UK, as well as the lower 48 where I visited, and Alaska's wild salmon is #1.
So you say it feeds the world, so it has more significance. Can you talk about that?
Having talked with some of the people in London as well as in Australia, and having them tell me the quality of your salmon is a lot better than farmed salmon. So I feel we need to protect something that's probably the last area in the world besides the Russian areas.
So as we look at the landscape since Anglo-American pulled out, we saw a lot of jobs, the Pebble jobs, go away. There is some benefit to people by having those jobs.
There is some benefits to some of the people where they're desperate for jobs. It's good for them. And being a Native person, if I work for an organization, they have to be environmentally friendly. Having grown up in a family and being taught by my elders, you protect what you have. It may not be there forever.
When this measure goes out, it's going to the whole state to vote on. And a lot of people have never been to Aleknagik or Lake Iliamna or Non-Dalton. What would you say to people?
We need their support in order to have this pass, basically because it's not just a regional issue, nor is it just a state, national, it's a global issue. Food security is going to be important 10, 20, 50 years from today. And we need to protect something that's going to be providing nourishment globally, not just globally, but for many of the people who will remain in the region.
Pebble has said, gee, it's funny that the people that live closest to the project object the least and those that are further away oppose it. So when it comes down to you personally, why are you supporting Ballot Measure 4?
It's a long-term protection that is going to be required in order to protect a global resource, not just globally, but for the region, and most importantly, the future generation.
Why do you think that this ballot measure is the way to do it? Because in 2 years, the legislature can get rid of it. Because that's the way it works with ballot measures. You have to wait 2 years and then a legislature can come and undo it.
You know, with the younger generation today, they're being educated. And this is part of their educational process in, well, we did it before, we could do it again. And if that ballot measure 4 fades away, it could be reintroduced. That's the way I'd look at it.
So do you see this as a long fight that's going to go on and on and on and on to protect Bristol Bay?
The metals are there, and they're going to be there in perpetuity. And there's going to be some companies that are going to want to get it. And the metals, copper, molybdenum, gold, we do need them globally, basically because of the the modern technology that we're currently using. We do need those, but there is one other solution that could be used: recycle. Sometimes the future of money is, for me, kind of dangerous. If a person is not having been taught traditionally, use the best of the two worlds, you begin the Western society way.
So is there anything I haven't asked you that you'd like to say?
I'm going to say it in Yupik, basically because some of your audience is going to be Yupik. I'm going to be saying, ballot measure ak chuchuklichu yak vagane kingu leput yakluki. When you vote, support ballot measure 4, basically because it's for the future generation.
So you translated for yourself. All right, Guyana.